Mortgage tips from an expert. Welcome to Monte on Mortgages, how to get a mortgage on Long Island, New York. I'm Michael Wallace with Wallace Real Estate Solutions. And today we have with us Tom Monte, Vice President of Loan Originations at Norcom Mortgage, a licensed mortgage banker with the New York State Department of Financial Services. Tom works out of Norcom's Melville office here on Long Island. Tom and I go way back in the mortgage business. We were both partners in Continental Capital Corp, a mortgage banking company originally based in Huntington Station, New York. Tom has been one of the top mortgage originators here in Suffolk County for many years. He has a wealth of knowledge to share with us here today on mortgages and the home buying process here on Long Island. Thanks for being with us today, Tom. You're welcome, Mike. Tom, give us your insight on the housing market here on Long Island in 2023.
2023, the same as last year with light inventory, strong economy. Interest rates are coming down from when they peaked in the fall. Rent versus buy. Buy makes more sense, so it's going to be a strong market.
What are the most frequently asked questions you get from home buyers?
Down payment. They don't have to put down 20%. We have down payment assistance loans if they qualify. VA, no money down. We have 3% down conventional, 3.5% down FH. So we have products that you don't really need those big down payments. And also people ask about their credit. Their credit might not be as good as it should be, so we sometimes massage those and make them better. If they might qualify right off the bat. They might be surprised that they can move forward because of their credit. So dealt with a little spectrum.
You know, a lot of times you got to put it. If people have something on their credit report that you see that is not correct, you could put in and try to get it disputed and get it removed. In other words, that's something you could help them, advise them with, right?
Yeah, some people go to these credit agencies, which I'm not a big fan of. I just tell them what they should do. If it's your credit, it's your credit. Just fix it, and then they move on. It might take 30 days, it might take 60 days, it might take 6 months, depending on how bad their situation is.
What mistakes do you see with people buying a home?
Mistakes. They don't plan on being there at least 5 years or more, or they didn't budget themselves properly, or they maybe spent too much money when they first got in to decorate or do things that they really couldn't afford after that, because it's an excitement to move in. They want to do this, they want to do that, but they should do it slowly.
Okay. And as far as you say 5 years, people should be there for 5 years at least, because one of the things that I've always pointed out is just to recoup your closing costs when you buy and resell a home. It's a significant cost involved, right?
Yeah, that's part of it, a good part of it, but it's also the market changes, and you want to be able to build some equity for the next move. So 5 to 10 years, very reasonable, because they're going to be building equity.
What else can they do to avoid some of the mistakes?
Some of the mistakes, again, just take it easy when you move in. You don't need that dining room set or right away. Maybe you got to eat in the kitchen more. I don't know. Just bottom line is you just have to take it easy, not run up your credit cards. You set a budget up from the beginning, stick to it, and then your success will move on.
What areas do you originate most of your mortgages, and what advice could you give on those communities?
All areas. We have a broad spectrum of products. So you could buy your first home, you could buy your second home, you could buy your vacation home, you could buy your broken up rehabilitation house to get it rehabbed. So, and investor loans. So we have a broad aspect and product range of that. So bottom line is any demographic, any area in New York, I'm licensed, so anywhere.
You've always talked about giving your clients success, or guiding your clients to success. How would you define that success?
Success is when I get a call from somebody afterwards and says, "Thank you, I'm happy about my house, I'm going to sell it now, and I'm going to move up." And they maybe added a couple children, they're happy. To me, that's a success.
So you get a lot of repeat buyers.
We get repeat buyers.
So I always remember from my years working with you in the mortgage business, you always did a lot of first-time home buyers.
Yeah.
And you seem to enjoy working with them. I mean, that seems to be. But you get a lot of repeat business as well.
Yeah, I got excited when everybody got older. Like I did mortgages for parents. Now the kids are getting older, and I thought it was going to have a whole wave of new buyers. Well, we do, but we don't have enough houses. So that's been probably part of the problem right now.
What advice would you give someone as far as selecting a real estate agent?
They must care about your needs. They have to listen more. So salesmen in general like to talk a lot and they don't listen. So listening to you, what your needs are, will make it easier for them to find what you need. And if they're not, move on. There's plenty of them out there.
Yeah, you work with a lot of the best.
Yes, I have in the business. So I can see the difference of some of the people that are going to make it in this business and some people are not.
I know you have 3 children. What advice would you give your children in buying their first home?
Gently, move out. They can move out when they're ready. I mean, advice is the same advice I just would give anybody else in this business. Set your budget up. I don't want them to have a problem later on the same time that they could have anybody else. So, basically, buying versus renting, I'm not a big fan of renting, so I would love to see them to buy a house instead of renting, but it's when it's time is ready.
Okay, great. I know that you've been recruited by countless mortgage companies through the years. Why did you choose to go with Norcom Mortgage recently, and tell us a little bit about Norcom Mortgage.
Because Norcom is a mortgage banker, but they're different. They seem to have a wide variety of products that not everybody has. They're very competitive rates. They service $2.5 billion in mortgage loans. I wouldn't go to a bank or a credit union because they're too rigid. They don't have the products. So, and they don't specialize in that. We do. So Norcom is based in Connecticut, but they opened up an office in Melville. And we have a new group there that came over from another company, and I'm excited about it.
Good. Well, just to recap a few things, you stay in your house 5 to 10 years for the equity, and just going through, work on getting your credit in shape, the best regards, and plan, and as far as do your budget, because your budget, it doesn't always correlate with your qualifying ratios, right?
Qualifying ratios basically are just a template. It shouldn't be a set template. You should really set up your affordability. Okay, so if you're one person in a household versus 5, your affordability is going to be different, but your qualification ratios are the same. So I always talk to people about that.
If someone wanted to reach out to you, what would be the best way to get in contact with you?
My cell number is probably the best way because we're working remotely most of the time. I have an office number too, but 516-510-6367 is my cell number. And my email address would be thomas.monte@norcom-usa.com.
That's a wrap for today. Thank you for joining us again today on Monte on Mortgages. Thanks for being here again today, Tom.
You're welcome, Mike.
If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel to receive more valuable videos such as this. Thank you once again, and I'll see you in the next video.